What's going on, guys? It's me, Shukushu. We are back with another Umamusume video, and in this video we are back with Tokai Teio. The reason being, obviously, is because I do have her at 5-star, and I guess you could say biased reasons, but I mean, she did well for me in the League of Heroes, where I got her a UC1, so I just wanted to see if maybe I can get another UC with Teio, but built for the CM instead. But honestly, if I don't come up with a good Uma for some odd reason, but this is pretty normal anyway for me to get an Uma late. But if I don't get one for any reason by the CM, I might just have to fall back to my League of Heroes CM Umas. Wait, League of Heroes Umas for the CM. That's what I meant to say. But here we are, Tokai Teio, same parents that I used for her last time. Actually, I may have used the Gentle Donna one instead of this tail. I mean, this CM. I mean, this CM, this cap. I'm not sure. I think it was this UD3. No, it wasn't. This UD3. I think. I'm not quite sure, to be honest. Only because it has 2 long distance. I think this one was supposed to be built for long distance, but yeah. So I'm just gonna stick to this Aguri cap. Actually, I could have checked what parents this Teio had, actually. Oh, it was a long distance Gentle Donna. It was probably this one, but she got long distance as her, yeah, it was. So I'm just gonna stick to this cap and see how it goes. I think the first run anyway wasn't that good. Because we did miss out on the upgrade exam when we first started training for the CM. So we're going to give her another shot, obviously. And then as for the support cards, pretty much the same cards as I've been using for all the leaders. The reason why I've been just sticking to the Rudolf card is because I haven't really had a trouble with speed. I mean, I forgot who it was, but I did reach 1700 regardless. I think once or twice. So I think the setup is perfectly fine. It's just how the training goes in general. So 2 speed, Mike Kitasan Black and Duramente. 2 stamina cards with Air Shakur and Super Creek, Nishino Flower Power card, and obviously borrowing the Symboli Rudolf Wise card. So 2 speed, 2 stamina, 1 power, and 1 wise. The usual I've been using, especially for leaders. But that is going to be pretty much it for the setup, because it's pretty straightforward what I've been using this whole time for this scenario. So we're just going to get this started. But before we do jump into the run and into the comments, if you guys haven't joined the Discord server, link is down in the description down below. There is a channel called Circle Request for those who haven't joined a circle or are looking for a circle to join. Y'all are free to join a circle that I am in. It is called Shushu. Once you give that a search, hit request join. It'll let me know that you want to join the circle. And then after that, head over to the comment section down below or to the Circle Request channel in the Discord server. Let me know that you sent a request along with your in-game name, just so I can make sure to add you into the circle and not somebody else. Well, with that being said, let's just get this started. Ooh. We shall do the power one, even though it doesn't have a gear, but I'm gonna focus on bond. Let me get the comments loaded. I think I'll do this, it's fine. Then the first batch of comments we are going to be going over is from Nova. And the first one says, in Zenless, I am so casual above everything else. I'm not even using optimal teams like Miyabi, Caesar, and Bernice. That team is fine, I guess. you can use Miyabi, Caesar, and Bernice. It doesn't work. Except I am using Yanagi, which I think is her best team, with either Rina or Caesar, I guess. But I think Rina has been the favorite, I think. But I for some reason refused to build her because I already had Caesar ready, and because since I'm using Caesar as part of my Miyabi team, I still have Lucy built for or there for Bernice's team, so it's perfectly fine. But yeah, you can use Bernice along with Miyabi because it's still anomaly with anomaly. You can still trigger a disorder, I believe. So yeah, it's perfectly fine. Sometimes use Lycon too. Still, I doubt I will pull for Ellen because she's not that interesting to me. Even her appearance in the main lore was kinda mid. It's perfectly fine. I mean, it's like we say in Uma or in any gacha game, just pull for whoever you want to pull, right? I don't know if CG is stalling until the Annie gone. But these recent Uma releases have been nothing but alts. And then again, I'm not sure if they just have issues licensing new Umas to join the new game or join the game. Some of them are still stuck in NPC jail, and that's a shame. The number of Umas that I don't have is ever growing, but these monthly Uma tickets do make me feel like it's fine not to pull. Well, there are still Umas that they have announced that hasn't been released. I think a few are left, I think. Unless I'm wrong, then feel free to correct me. I don't exactly remember. Let me actually take a look at the recent releases, like who's missing. One name that I do remember is like Espoir City, the Dirt Uma, if I'm not mistaken, because I do remember her card being dirt related. And as for the other names, I don't necessarily remember. I know they announced Wind Variation, I think about a year ago, and the anniversary, I think. And she finally got released nearly a year later from when they announced it. So I think they're just finding the right time to release them, I think. But also there has been a lot of the older Umas from like the second anniversary, for example, with Mr. CB, who hasn't gotten an alt yet. So that could be another reason why they've been releasing alts. And then obviously the older Umas who has been out, like Grass Wonder didn't get her third alt until recently. So I don't know really what's going on, obviously, because I don't talk to CG or work for CG, so I don't know. Inoki responded saying, I do wonder about that though. Let's see, is there anything that goes lower than that? It's perfectly fine. The value of an early licensed Uma is much more, though the risk is also higher for them. An early licensed Uma is much more, though the risk is also higher for them. What's the value of licensing out to a franchise to be one of 200 nearing 300 characters? I don't know. I don't know how to answer that. I mean, yeah, I don't know. I was trying to come up with something to say, but it just, I don't know. Noah responded saying, I guess they're treading on thin ice with avoiding possible lawsuits. If they make great Triple Crown Umas accessible in the game, that would generate a lot of interest and revenue. Uma has been out for 4 years now, so I assume that they got the licensing out for those Umas that are easier to get. The remaining ones are just probably near impossible since we have more Triple Crown Umas out there that would rival Rudolph. it does make you wonder. It does make you wonder if they actually do have more. Pretty sure they do. They'll probably announce it in the anniversary, maybe, most likely, like they did last time. But we'll just see what they got planned. We'll just see what they got planned for in the anniversary. If more Umas are going to be released, even though not everyone they said has been released yet. But even without releasing new Umas, a lot of the older Umas do need more alts as well, which is, I guess, understandable on why they released 4 New Year's alt Umas. I guess. Where is it? This be a perfect time to rest? Maybe not, because not a lot of them are. I might as well just rest. It's fine. Well, did a bit of Zenless tonight and got most of the events done. Just a miscellaneous quests in the Miyabi Labyrinth or something like that. My rocks are at 28k with 19 of those tickets for pulls. Overall, I can rate Zenless as follows. Well, before I jump into that, 7 spot. I guess I can. Oh, I should use that. I did finish the tower defense Bang Boo event. That was quite fun, I will say. And I also chipped in a little bit into the, I guess you could say, the Miyabi Labyrinth one, because yeah, I was like, I should probably get started on this, even if it's bit by bit, just to chip away at it. But let's see how you rate Zenless as it follows. Story 7 out of 10. Zenless has its moments with its lore, and chapter 5 is a nice conclusion to the first arc, I guess. The Avenger plot is cheesy, but it works in this world of Zenless since the lore has been consistent since the first chapter. I agree. It has been consistent with the characters and all that. I think I could do this. I know they're only 5 apart, but I think it's also for Rudolf, but I think we'll be fine. I like how they do bring in elements from previous chapters to make chapter 5 coherent. The only downside of it is that they don't do long stories such as that of Genshin or HSR. Comparing that to Wuwa, the lore is shorter still. I think the way Zenless tells a story is superior than whatever Genshin did with Paimon, basically acting as your voice. Yeah, I agree with that. Still, in comparison to the, I guess you could say, story length to like Genshin, HSR, even Wuwa is definitely way shorter, where you could say the whole chapter 5, which I guess was about 3 hours, right? Let me take a look on how long it took me. Yeah, about 3 hours. About 3 hours. That pretty much relates or is comparable to Wuwa's nearly 3 hours for Act 2 of Chapter 2, which is just a part of the story, and they're still not done. That is one thing, but I'd say the story is still pretty good regardless of the length compared to to the others, I guess. As for Star Rail, yeah, that Star Rail story has been, I mean, all compared to all of them, yeah, they are definitely longer than Zenless's. Music 5 out of 10. Wait, oh wait, before I do go back to that, with Genshin having Paimon primarily be the main voice, even though Lumine or Ether, whoever you play with, I guess, is the main character. Yeah, they just make Paimon your voice, which sucks. I think they learned a bit from that, and for Star Rail, they did give Stell or Callus, the main character, Trailblazer, I guess I should say, more lines compared to Lumine and Ether and Genshin. And then obviously in Zenless, Bellin wise does have more lines since the beginning. We could do wise, it's fine. But music 5 out of 10. Music, background music in Zenless is okay in my opinion. I think the daily BGM I hear on 6th Street is the most relaxing, and the battle BGMs are just fine for what they are intended to be. I think Zenless can improve with more memorable music. If I have to give it a goal, then HBR is definitely one that I can say that most gachas should strive for. I'll have to do the hopeful stakes from what it seems like, right? We do have a race coming up anyway, from what I remember, so we'll just do this. Yeah, I could say Zenless music is just alright. I could say in the beginning, the battle music was, I guess at the moment, just at the moment in the beginning was a bit hype, but then after that, I kind of just got used to it. As for the background music for like 6th Street and all that, it is the most relaxing. I can agree with that. Characters 9 out of 10. I would say this is the strongest appeal for me of all the Hoyo games. I like the models and designs in Zenless the most. The personalities themselves are likable, and I don't particularly find myself hating on specific characters besides them wearing glasses. Besides the characters that wear glasses, I would say. I will agree. The models and designs are different. I mean, I think that was intentional because between Star Rail and Genshin, there are some similarities to it, as in we're like talking about like NPCs also. But for like the limited characters and all that, maybe not. But then let's definitely went towards a different direction in character design. And I think just the way characters are in general. It's funny though, because a lot of people do hate on specific character things, I would say. I don't want to go into too much detail because it definitely doesn't matter to me. Gameplay 7 out of 10. At first I thought it was just button mashing, but the combat became more sophisticated over time. I found the countering and dodging mechanics to be interesting. It's not as fleshed out as Wu's dodging mechanics, but it gets the job done. The weakness to the combat is just that they had only one person's ultimate available use at a time in the beginning. They remedied this issue in the latest patch, and that was a huge improvement on the combat in my opinion. I agree. Before you had to basically, I guess, save that ult for your main DPS just so you can get the most damage out of it, the ult. Excuse me. But now that it's been separated to per character, it definitely made the combat a little bit more better than what it was. And conclusion, after playing Zenless for 6 months, I can say that I'm glad I kept playing. My disillusionment with Hoyo persists, but I don't mind Zenless just because it has shown that it is willing to change the game for the players. Well, that is due to having different devs, regardless of it being Hoyo. Like we've talked about this before, each game has their own devs. That's why people were mad with Genshin when Star Rail was being more generous compared to Genshin. And then Zenless was doing the same thing. And obviously Wuwa, if we're talking about Wuwa, was obviously, besides compensation, they're still pretty generous regardless. So yeah, but also the problem is that the Genshin player base community in general is, like we said, is extremely toxic. I've mentioned that whether the devs actually do something that they've been asking for, granted, it's been a while since they've been asking for it, years, I would say. They finally do it, they still complain about it. And no matter what they do, they just have stuff to complain, which I think is the reason why Genshin devs are the way they are. I guess is just because of the community, players, and all that. That's at least my assumption. The removal of TVs was a big step for the devs to do, and I can appreciate that. If this was Genshin, we could expect the removal of TVs in 4 years or so. Or it may not have happened. Or it may not have happened. But like I said, I never really had an issue with the TVs, but it was a big complaint throughout the community. If this was Genshin, oh no. So this is the main reason why I stick around. This game is a solid 8 out of 10 for me at the moment. I would like for them to develop the lore more. However, since I think that their way of storytelling really is superior to a lot of other gachas out there, I think they can over time make the lore a little bit or like the chapters a little bit longer. I could see them doing that as the story progresses, because obviously in the beginning you could say it's kind of more like introducing these different factions to the proxies, trying to build some kind of relationship with them, right? And now we're getting bits and pieces of Wizen Bell's past, bits and pieces. We could maybe get more out of them. Maybe they can do 2 parts to the stories to make it a little bit longer. When they release the next batch of stories, maybe they can make it a 2-parter, make it longer. Who knows? We'll just see how it goes. But other than that, whether they do it or not, I still like the story in Zenless a lot as well. And then lastly, from Nova, I think I'll do this. Gonna be venturing into the remainder of Wuwa's story this week, but so far I'm enjoying it. I just got done fighting the dragon, so you know what part I am in. I do. Yeah. You are pretty much almost done, I would say. With what's available, at least. If I'm... Yeah, I think I am remembering that correctly. I actually didn't know you could fight the end boss, spoiler, without finishing the story first. Yeah, you can. I didn't want to mention it, but I did say I did farm stuff. Although I didn't do it the first week because I had already done my weeklies prior to the release of 2.0. So yeah. Regardless, it didn't really matter to me because I could say I kind of got used to the whole early access, because Star Rail does that as well, where you have early access to like the bosses or like some domains while if you haven't done the story yet, which I think is perfectly fine regardless of being spoiled by the boss, I guess. Because especially if you pulled for the character and you want to use them as soon as possible, I mean, they have it there, so it doesn't really bother me too much. The final boss looks so similar to the persona that An uses in Persona 5. Now that you mention it, doesn't it? It does, doesn't it? Now that I'm looking at it. It's been a while since I've seen it, but since you mentioned it, it does look like it. Compared to Dreamless, this boss is a lot tougher. I agree. I agree. I feel that my Camellia Chun-Li comp was gonna get wrecked. Shorekeeper was the MVP though. Is it because of the heals? Is it because of the heals? I was gonna say, what happened, Teio? What happened? Did we? I think so. I'm gonna just hope for more wise trading, so I'm just gonna go with this. Actually, we can still do one more turn, actually. So I guess depending on this, I can rest, maybe. And I'd rather rest to make sure that I can do the summer training without any worries. That's just how I've been. After that, I just started farming the Sentry Guardian for Kaloda's mat. Got her to level 80 and just need those annoying mats to raise her. Is it like, I don't know what to call them, but I think I know what you're talking about. I think she needs the mats that are dropped by those bear things. Yeah, every time I checked on it, it would be on that. I still need a lot of those because of her forte. You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. So even though I did raise up a good portion of it, I still need a lot of those to bring her up to like level 10. So that will happen over time, but right now I'm pretty satisfied with how my Carlota is built. Although I do still want to get better rolls for my echoes just to see if I can use a crit damage level 4 instead of a crit rate one. So we'll see what happens there in the future. But I think this week I'm gonna start farming the new Havoc echoes. I don't know what they're called. Just in, you know, for Rochia's sake. And that way I'll have Rochia with Camellia, since Rochia will be good for Havoc and basic damage, so. At least now I can start building Carlota and using her. I've seen a video of someone using Jin C and Carlota together, so that might be interesting. Actually, I have been using Jin C with Carlota, and it has been fairly good. Either her or Chun-Li, but I've been mainly using Jin C with her because I did get the skin. So I might as well use Jin C, right? It has been a while because I've been using Chun-Li a lot. So yeah, it has been a good team. It has been a good team. Jesus. I'm not pulling for Zezhu because Megane. For Rochia, I was thinking of skipping her weapon, but her weapon is very unique in the design. So much that I feel like I will need to pull for her weapon too. I agree. Her weapon is unique. What did I choose here again? Still haven't gotten used to the Rudolph, but I think I always pick the bottom one anyway. But other than that, that is pretty much it for all the comments from Nova. Appreciate it as always. Oh, we could perfectly rest here, it's fine. The next comments are going to be from Rick. I haven't prepared for the CM either. Oh, it's not that I'm not preparing. It's just I'm not getting the Umas when I train. I was thinking of using my previous Umas from a mid-distance event and call it a day. So I guess pretty much a League of Heroes. Should try to train them better if you can. Obviously, you're still some time, so I would keep trying. Nova says, I'm chilling with this one. Vivos won the last one, and that's good enough for me. Other than that, thank you, Rick, for the comment, and Nova for replying. Next comment is going to be from Tanoki. The CM does feel incredibly quick. Time just passed by real quick. Only just now squeezing out Umas for this CM. UC2 Dura and UC Gimlet for now. And then Nova says UC4 Donna with SN leader and medium. That's good. Dura should be ready soon. Vivos last because she's just there for fun. For fun, you say, but I think she's just there because you like Vivos a lot. Which is understandable. Totally fine. If that's the reason. But thank you, Tanoki, for the comment. And Nova, I don't have any Umas ready, as you guys probably can tell. But lastly, we have a comment from Eugen. Well, remember the swimsuit Marzensky 1 year after Speed Card appeared and its summer costume. Really? Let me see something. Dude, I could just click Marzensky. What did you say? I think from what I see on the release dates, the character was released before the speed card, a year apart, literally a year apart. The summer alt costume came out on the 28th of July on 2021, and her speed card came out in the 28th of July in 2022. It's kind of like the other way around. Whereas for this one, I think what we were talking about was the event speed card for the New Year's was Marzensky speed, right? Right? And then they released the New Year's speed card for the event was released for was it as an event or what they called event card, I would say. And then they released the New Year's outfit after. Kind of like the opposite, but faster. So yeah, I think you confused the release because the summer costume came out first, then the speed card. What should I do here? I think I'll just do speed. It's fine. Wait, 4 characters? I think you got confused. It's only 3. Katsuragi, Mr. CB, and Marzensky. No. I think you forgot about New Year's Grass Wonder that was released before the CM last month. Yeah, I think you forgot about Grass Wonder. If you literally look at, I mean, I think even the news for Uma, they did say it was New Year's Grass Wonder. She was released pretty much about a little past midway through December. Then after the CM with the New Year's event, they released Katsuragi Ace and Mr. CB's alt. And then after that, we just got Marzensky. It's literally just been New Year alts since for about a month already. I'm not confused. I'm not confused. You just forgot Grass Wonder, which is fine. I mean, yeah. If you just look at my past videos, it does say New Year's Grass Wonder. Right? Where is she? Yeah, New Year's Grass Wonder. And then where did the New Year's banner go? Where did the New Year's banner go? Oh, I think that was combined with the Group A finals, yeah, over there. Although I didn't call it New Year's, I just called it by the actual event name. But we all knew it was the actual New Year's event banner. And then, obviously, I went with wait another New Year's Uma with Marzensky, making a total of 4. A total of 4 comments, or four comments, 4 New Year's Umas. So no. About last year, I'm saying is the delay of another New Year's costume was in nice nature, but the difference between last year and this year is that they only had one last year, while this year we have 4. Last year was literally just nice nature. This year was Grass Wonder, Katsuragi, CB, and Marzensky. So it's not really a delay because they still had released the 3 before New Year's. Still not training any Uma for the CM, even if it's near. I'm just brain dead. I'm gonna just say brain dead. Brain dead training, best grandparent that I can use as a base just for this Tachyon event. It's like 12 dirt and 3 mile red factors so that I can use them as a base to run more on the dirt races. Dirt? Isn't? Huh? Oh, just so you can make them run more on the dirt. I was wondering why you were doing dirt, but kind of isn't. Aren't we on turf? Are we on turf though? Or am I tripping? I swear we're on turf. This whole dirt thing's confusing. To mention dirt when it's a turf race, right? Right? Well, what happened to your motivation? I do want to bring up her motivation because not a lot of these, but we'll see what happens. It's not that big of a thing, but yeah, it is turf. I guess you're just, like you said, just prepping for future dirt races, I guess. But other than that, that is pretty much it from Eugen. Appreciate all the comments, guys, from Nova, Eugen, Tanoki, and Rick. Appreciate all the comments and the continuing support. But other than that, that is all the comments. So I think for the remainder of the I do this already? For the video or the training, I'm gonna just focus on the training. I'm at the part where I messed up on the upgrade exam, so I'm trying to see if I can, I guess, not do that again. So we'll just see how it goes. We'll just see how it goes. But I'll see you guys after I had chosen all the skills and all that. Or I'll come back and speak around that time. Alright, so unfortunately, we didn't get an S on any aptitudes. That would probably be down, the biggest downside to this training. But regardless, we're just gonna see how well we did. Obviously, we didn't get, what is it? Wise to a 1200 or more than 1200. I think it's gonna be okay at around, it's close. It should be close. Speed, I think, made it to 1800. I'm not sure. And then stamina is quite high. It is a UD, so a UD7. It is a UD7. Obviously, it would have been better if it was closer, if it was like 1200 on Wise, maybe a little bit higher on Guts. It would have been way higher, but it is what it is. It is what it is. So we ended off with 1810 on speed, 1550 on stamina, 1381 on power, 846 on guts, and 1176 on wise, which isn't too far off from 1200. But obviously, we also didn't get any S aptitudes, whether it was on turf or I wonder if they have. I have one of my parents have turf. I'm not sure actually, but turf or medium distance, unfortunately. Maybe this could just be an option just in case I don't have any. She could be a placeholder along with maybe the League of Heroes one that I use, but we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens with when the CM comes along. But that is the second best Teio I've trained. Maybe eventually we'll beat the UC1 before the Annie, just so I can say I did it again before this new scenario. Who knows? But we'll see on later training attempts. Maybe with another character we can get another UC. Who knows? But with that being said, guys, that's going to be the end of this video. If you guys didn't make it this far, I do want to say thank you. If you guys can, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, leave a comment down below. Let me know how you guys are doing for CM prep. I mean, or just how you guys are doing, what you guys been up to, and any of the sorts. But if there's anything else you guys do want to talk about or ask me, leave it down in the comments section down below. It doesn't have to be about Uma only. It could be about any other things. As long as it's appropriate, I'll go over it. And if you guys haven't joined the Discord server, link is down in the description down below. There is a channel called Circle Quest for those who haven't joined a circle or are looking for a circle to join. Y'all are free to join the circle that I'm in. It is called Shushu. Once you give that a search, hit request join. It'll let me know that you want to join the circle. And then after that, head over to the comment section or to the circle request channel in the Discord server. Let me know that you sent the request along with your in-game name, just so I can make sure to add you into the circle and not somebody else. But with that being said, guys, that's going to be it for this video. Thank you once again. And as always, I'll see you on the next one. Peace.